Okay, my beautiful friends, you know what time it is? Unfortunately, we got to get back to work, and that starts today on Sunday with my markets a look ahead report. So, yeah, Sunday, February 5th, 2023. You know what? I love the fact that there's a bunch of you out here that enjoy those drag racing videos. I am getting a better camera. I ordered it yesterday. So we'll pick up the quality of those videos. You know, look, I didn't know how it was going to play out. Why invest in a better camera if not many of you are going to watch those videos, but thousands and thousands of you do. And it's a lot of fun for me to get that out there. I connect with all of you a little more. Like I said, I don't want this blog to be just about me sitting here blabbing, all right? I want it to be an interactive experience. That's why I'm doing these live videos every business day. So, you know, I can interact with you via the chat, the live chat there, and I can answer questions in real time. So we're going to keep that going. I will see you tomorrow on my live chat, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So anyway, with that said, let us move forward from the drag racing and from all this stuff here. Let's talk. So Friday, I did not get to do a live video nor a post-market wrap-up. I was neck deep in getting that car back together again for the races yesterday. Did work out though. I picked up a little speed. That was very nice. But what wasn't very nice is the slam down, literally, with regard to gold and silver. Now look, a lot of you wrote to me about this, and let's just cover that real quick. What are we talking about? When you see a 5% plus drop with the price of, let's just say, silver, because that's about what happened, are we talking about, you know, pallets of silver moving back and forth between buyers and sellers? No, that's not what we're talking about. This is the paper derivative. I understand, believe me, because I talk about it all the time. And it's an upside down, backwards, twisted system, how it's been set up, how the hard asset is deriving value from the derivative. How many times have you heard me yell and scream about it? But look, let them play their games. Let them play their games. We're going to play our games as well. Another reason why we watched commodities take a hit, not just gold and silver Friday, was we had a 1.25 point move higher with regard to the relative strength of the dollar. A lot of that is fear. And whenever you see a big move like that higher in the relative strength of the dollar, because its absolute value is tanking, okay, along with every other fiat currency. We're talking about comparative value or relative strength. You understand? Okay. Whenever you see a big move higher like that, that's fear. And it was reflected in the stock market itself. You saw stocks fell. Not much. They fell nonetheless. But that's not where the real story was anyway, people. You know that. You're watching the debt market action. You're watching the 10-year yield, which is still pretty solid here. The MMRI did move higher at 225 last time I just looked at it. Mannarino market risk indicator, best risk indicator, real-time risk indicator for this market, period. Free to you, free to everybody. Link in the description of this video. Utilize that resource. Anyway, so that did come up because the dollar is obviously a factor, the relative strength of the dollar in the MMRI. But look, you and I can sleep at night because we know where the red lines in the sand are. 250 is absolutely a red line. 300 is an extreme red line. We watched how the media reaction is when the MMRI crossed 300. Like, they don't follow the MMRI. They probably even know it exists. But the calculation of that MMRI is exactly dead on. And we can watch their reaction when we see the MMRI creep higher. So that's where we stand with that whole thing over there. So I was writing down a few things here I want to cover with you. I told you about the gold and silver hit on Friday here. Now, this whole issue, first of all, did you watch Bloomberg this morning? I was watching Bloomberg. I had the displeasure, and I want to say that, the displeasure of watching Bloomberg this morning, because they're out there in full propaganda mode. They are trying very hard to propagandize people this morning, talking about this miraculous, unbelievable jobs number. And it proves absolutely, this is proof that the U.S. economy is not falling into recession. Again, what do we got coming up? The State of the Union. We're going to hear from Mummy Man. Mummy Man himself. Oh, he's in the same class. No, he's actually in the class above the ghoul. The ghoul! Loretta Mester. There's certain members of the Federal Reserve that just really take the cake. Bullard, bullshitter. Then you got Mary Dolly. She doesn't know which way she's flipping. We got, Lex Luthor over there, Neil Cash and Carey. You know who I'm talking about. The ghoul. Oh. And then you got the Mummy Man himself, who's the supreme. And then you got the other freaking thing, Yellowstain, freaking Powell. Oh, it's so repulsive. And then Yellowstain, too. Yellowstain. What it is, I can't handle it. Greg Mannarino can't freaking handle it. I really can't. I'm sorry. So the propaganda from Bloomberg, and this is it. Again, look, it's all a build-up to the State of the Union. So our illustrious, mummified Frankenstein president can come out here on the State of the Union and tout how great our economy is doing. But he will not tell you, again, the savings rate is in the negative. People are carrying their highest debt burdens ever in history. They can't afford to make ends meet. They're swiping those credit cards just to try to make ends meet in this environment. Surging inflation here. Factory activity, it's doing great. No, it isn't. We found out the ISM report is still in contraction, dropping factory activity, and there's nowhere to go but lower from here. And as you all well know, look, what's the backbone of this whole thing? It's the central banks who are determined to kill the global economy by design so they can issue in their final solution to be the lenders and buyers of last resort, to own it all. And they're doing this via devaluing the currency. I want to keep pushing this home, and I'm going to keep pushing this point home. Central banks collectively in a race to the bottom, or a collective race to the bottom. Who's going to get to the bottom first? Who's going to suck their currency dry first? Again, and look at this whole thing. Balloons getting shot down, wars expanding here, nations around the world arming themselves to the teeth. We are clearly in the early stages of World War III. It's begun already, in my view, and Joe Salente believes that as well. I think you do too. It's not going to stop. The propagation of war, the expansion of war is what fuels the military-industrial complex, along with, obviously, with crude oil, which has no business being here, okay? Crude oil right now, watching the run-up that we've seen, it greases the wheels of the military-industrial complex. It's the lifeblood of the military-industrial complex. Crude oil right now should be the real value, according to everything I look at, should be around $29 a barrel. $29 a barrel for WTI. We're about 80. All right, so that should tell you something here. Crude oil has no business being here, but it's going to get propped up energy as well. This insane ride that we've seen lately with natural gas, this is a bottoming effect. I think natural gas is going much higher, along with energy in aggregate as well. And why? I mean, think about it. Energy is priced in dollars. Dollars are being devalued like you can't possibly believe. Anyway, look at what I wrote here this morning. I'm just writing stuff down. I don't know if you can actually see that. Let me see if I can. Well, it says no truth. No truth. This propaganda machine, people, I can make one promise to all of you, and I think we're probably on the same page. You can expect the propaganda to get much worse. So let's look ahead a little bit. All right. This has been playing out exactly, the stock market has been playing out exactly like you and I expected it to. All right, what am I talking about? I have explained, we have covered it right here, that if the illusion of stability is maintained in the debt market by central banks buying more, and they have to buy more debt exponentially. You're not allowed to know this. It's all off balance sheet. How do central banks keep rates low? They don't just say it. They're not magic. They have no godlike power to just make things happen. No, they don't. They have to get into the market. So they're doing this to a much greater degree just to maintain that illusion of liquidity, the illusion of stability in the debt market. If this can be maintained, the market's going much higher. Now, the relative strength of the dollar, as we all know, plays a role here. Okay, a stronger dollar on a relative basis, the market hates it. The market doesn't like it. And I've been telling you this, and we discussed it right here. If they can keep the dollar weak, stocks are going higher. And if crude oil plays coming right up deep, up the back door, the gabagool, you know what I'm talking about? Market's going higher. There's no guesswork here to you and I. We do not have to guess. We don't have, look, markets do fluctuate. But if you go back as far as you want to go, watching the MMRI, watching the relative strength of the dollar, the global bond market, more specifically the 10-year yield, we've been spot on. We have been spot on here, people. Let them play their games again with precious metals. Expect this to continue as well. But again, we're not talking about real assets passing back and forth, talking about derivatives. They can do anything they want with the derivatives. It's not real. It's not on the elemental chart. But this is real. And you and I are going to keep betting against the debt, becoming our own central bank. We know that global debt is going to continue to inflate. We also understand that they're going to play a game with you. The game is they're going to tell you that the global money supply is dropping, and you can see this because people are pulling money out of their money market accounts. They're pulling cash out of their bank accounts, which are being dwindled away. And this is somehow a roundabout way to prove that M2 is dropping. No, it's not dropping, okay? Central banks continue to inflate. They had to dust off Heller. Remember that? I talked about him? This relic from a bygone age, the former Fed president, to try to tell you, oh yeah, the global money supply is contracting. No, it's inflating. When they come out and they have to dust an old relic off like that to try to tell you something, because he's an authority figure, because he's a former Fed president, you have to believe everything that they tell you. You know that it's just a lie. Expect the propaganda, the distractions, the deceptions to get even more extreme moving forward. Who knows what they're going to happen? When's the State of the Union? I think it's this week. You can expect more unbelievably beautiful news out of our beautiful, illustrious, imbecile president who doesn't run the country, okay? These are figureheads. There's not a single so-called world leader that runs their nation, okay? Dictators, monarchs, kings, queens, presidents. It's all the central banks. Everything else is theater. It's a mechanism to divide and conquer. It has absolutely worked. You all know that by following this blog here. So we know what to do, okay? We're going to continue to bet against the debt, become our own central bank. We're going to be long this market here. Greg Mannarino is hardcore long this market right now. You need exposure to commodities as well for the longer run. I also believe cryptocurrencies for the longer run. You know this. Nothing's going to change. Nothing has changed in my view. We got this down. And we were in all the right spots. And I'll tell you something else why we're in the right spots. Because we're loving each other. We're carrying each other. We're paying it forward. We're being charitable. We're establishing relationships here. This is why I have the chat room on my website for all of you, so you can get together with like-minded people. My free newsletter, link in the description of this video. People can interact. I want people to interact. They want to divide you by keeping everyone separated. They want to lock you up in your house, put a diaper on your face. That's what they want, because that's how they win. We got to come together. That's how we win. We could totally take over this entire system if people would just band together. But the way the few have ruled the many is always the same. It's by a type of brainwashing, a way, a psyop on an unprecedented scale is what we have today. Keeping people divided, make them hate each other for every reason you could dream about, think about, fantasize about. Just, cause these people to hate these people and these people to hate these people back. It works. It's what they do, and they do it via politics, social issues, religion, belief systems, skin color, whatever it might be. But we're just really one family here on a global level. If we could all come together, we could take down the perverted, twisted, sick central banking system which runs the world. They're the government. But you see, they found a way, and they have it down. They knew this would work by controlling the agenda via the mainstream propaganda, the division of politics and everything else. Why? Tell me again why we're paying our imbecile representatives here. They can't get anything done. We still can't pay our bills here. Why are we paying these people again? Maybe you want to tell me that, because if I think we should hold their salaries until they get the job done. Why are we paying them? Well, we shouldn't be paying them, but you see, they're going to laugh their way to the bank as they continue to get their paychecks, because we the people, for the most part, will do nothing because they've been lulled into a sense of helplessness. And that's a damn shame. It really, really is. We are the resistance, people. It starts here. It starts with you and I. All right, look, long video. I covered a lot with you. That's it. I'll see all of you in the morning for my usual market report. And during the day, we're going to have all kinds of fun. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Remember, people, we need each other. We need each other, all right? Please share the video. Get it out there. See you in the morning.